Investors and traders, welcome to the channel. Today is 24th of October 2024. Hope everyone is having a great day. So this one is going to be a quick video about some of the technology stocks, individual stocks, and we'll also take a look at some of the ETFs. This is not going to be the usual video that we do where we cover many of the technology stocks, so I do apologize I haven't done that this week, but this coming week um, I will do one big one in which we will cover a lot of the tech stocks that we usually follow. And as always, this video is for educational purposes only, and it is not a financial advice. Just a quick recap of the price action from Nasdaq 100 today. This is the futures chart, daily chart. Yesterday we had this pullback, which was about 1.2% to the downside, and it also completed this nice looking pattern which we have highlighted here in this shaded region, right to the 61.8% retracement and an ABCD as well, so a pretty strong support, and in my opinion it's also a pretty good bottom here. So we are likely to be range bound to going to the upside. That's what my thinking is, unless the low of 23rd of October is broken to the downside. And today we have had an inside bar, and tomorrow is of course Friday, and we'll have a week which is gonna be basically a range bound week. If we just move to the weekly chart, here we go. The market needs to do a fair amount of work if it wants to close the week in the positive territory, and if it is able to do that, then you can see that we'll have a number of positive closing weeks for Nasdaq 100. But this inside bar, getting above this is positive for the index. And if we just move over to the QQQ, this is the daily chart. We have a similar kind of pattern to the Nasdaq 100 futures, and that's gonna be our ABCD. There we go, and then we have this pattern right here, 61.8% retracement, so pretty important support right here. Sideways to up is the kind of direction that I'm looking into, and then XLK is going to be a similar kind of pattern formation. I'm not really sure whether it did the ABCD the way we have seen it in the Qs and in the futures. And here we go, not exactly ABCD. So this XLK is actually slightly stronger. Okay, now let's take a look at some key technology stocks, and let's start with Tesla. So I do apologize that I wasn't able to cover these stocks past week, so we missed on that. So we have got at least a week and a half's price action that I wasn't able to cover. And here, this is where the market had closed yesterday, right at the, let me actually try to bring it over here, right at the 61.8% retracement of these lows right here. Today we had the earnings come out, and the stock jumped nearly 22%. A very impressive jump in the stock. Last time we had a similar kind of jump take place was somewhere around here, I believe, in April. That's when the whole robotaxi announcement was made, and it was then from for August, and it was like pushed later on to October, and we have had that now. So it looks like the earnings mentioned, Tesla had done pretty good. From the technical perspective, we were looking at a couple of things, and one of the patterns was to the downside in the blue shaded region. With this kind of a gap, I think the probability of this is much lower now, so I am actually going to remove it here, and the reason is that we have this potential double top information. So the stock still needs to get above this, but with this kind of strength, the chances are, it is likely to actually make that move. Um, and That's going to be pretty good if it's able to get above all of this resistance, which actually comes from this 78.6% retracement from all the high reached in 23rd in July 2023 to the lows of April 2024. If it's able to clear that, then that's pretty good, because what it means is If we move over to the weekly chart, here we go. For quite some time, we have been watching this red ABCD, which takes us to about 340 bucks. That's where we also have a number of confluence of these ratios coming together. So that's a target for us, but it's also a pretty strong resistance. So anywhere between 340, possibly even 350, is the kind of region we are watching for. Of course, this depends upon a number of things, and one of the key things is that the 5th of August low is held. We also have this purple ABCD, which completes around 312, 313 bucks, right around the highs around here. Well, it will clear these highs of 17th of July, but in that region. But what I think is we are actually moving towards the 340 bucks per share level. Of course, it needs to get above the 8th of July high. So all this resistance from this shaded region, it needs to go away. And if we are able to do that, and if we are able to clear 340, then this is really for, I've always said this is really for investors, some people who are really long term investors in the Tesla stock. We do have this ABCD, which actually takes us to $500 per share level. Now, there are a lot of things, a lot of resistance around here that the stock needs to cover. But you can see that since 2024, it is forming this kind of a bottoming formation, and we also have a potential trend line like this, and it will be really fantastic, if it's able to clear 315, this swing high. That will give a lot of strength to this idea of 500 bucks a share for Tesla. Okay, now let's take a look at Meta, because Meta stock is doing something interesting. This is the daily chart of Meta, and if you recall, on the daily chart, 600 bucks, about 603 was our target, and we had the 1.618 expansion of this entire range. We also had this ABCD, the small one, completing around there, and the market actually reached that price and it pulled back. And the interesting thing is it pulled back right into the 38.2% retracement of this swing low to this swing high. And then we also have another, if we were to take a retracement from this swing, which is 25th of July, we get a 38.2% retracement around 540 bucks. So this gray shaded region. Now the other thing is that there is also this market symmetry. Last time we had a pullback in this swing high was about this much, right? So if the market is to repeat itself, then it is likely to get maybe about 557. So basically, this shaded region is something that we are really really carefully following. We do have earnings coming up in Meta. I believe the earnings are coming up 30th of October, so that's going to be next week. And earnings is always a binary event, so with this kind of strength, I would imagine that the earnings might actually be something positive. And if we were to look at, here we go, this is the longer term weekly chart. We do have this ABCD completing with the CD leg, which is basically this leg here. 1.618 of the AB target gives us about 690. So that is possible as well. Now, whether because of the earnings we start a move to the upside remains to be seen, or whether we begin to see a pullback, which could actually, this is where we have the 20-week moving average hanging around. It all depends, but the key thing is that as long as this 440 bucks level is held, I am actually bullish this stock. Actually, this is out of this all those mega stocks. The Meta is one of the stronger ones, so it's a preferred stock in my opinion. And there is a chance we could actually are heading towards 690 in this one. You can see that here it cleared this was a pretty good resistance level around 500, um, roughly 560 to 570, but it actually cleared that and now just pulled back right into it. on the weekly basis. On the daily chart, if we just go back, spending more time on this one just to make things more clear, that it has pulled back right into this key support here, and then slightly lower we have the 38.2% from this low as well. So let's keep on watching Meta, and just be careful because we do have earnings coming up next week for the Meta stock. Okay, and then we'll just briefly cover Apple. So Apple, what it has done is basically gone towards these highs of 15th of July 2024, and it's just not gone anywhere. It is just going sideways on the weekly chart. Here we go. Here we go. So we have this ABCD with the potential of it moving higher, but looks like we are in this shaded region, this box that is a gap fill actually. So it could remain in a range bound situation for quite some time, and there's a possibility it could actually pull back further into this back into the range. But right now, I think sideways trading is more favorable, but I do think that the direction for Apple is actually a little bit higher, and this trend which has been going on is actually intact. Things will begin to change if the 5th of August low is taken out to the downside. So this is what we are watching in Apple. Let's quickly do Microsoft as well because we haven't had a look at Microsoft in a while. So Microsoft is just, you can see that, in my opinion, what might be happening with Microsoft is that we could have seen a pretty good high in Microsoft, and if the 5th of this 12th of August lows are taken out to the downside, then we might be actually moving towards right here, $370, which is the 38.2% retracement of from the lows here. And that is where we have some structural support coming in as well. And then this is the repeat of this entire 2022 bear market. And maybe at some point is actually able to do that as well. It would still be bullish because look, this is your 89 period moving average, this is 200 period moving average. So the stock remains above that. It's everything is bullish about this one, but where it is after having gone up so much, it is in a digestion phase, and it's possible we could have a correction. And at this stage, I wouldn't even rule out an ABCD correction like this. Boom, and that also points towards the 360 regions or very close to the 38.2% retracement. Very quickly, Amazon. So you can see Amazon is actually range bound, trading in a range. So this is what we are watching. Shorter video. Just wanted to cover Meta and Tesla and Nasdaq 100 futures for the video. Over the weekend, I will be doing a video in which we'll cover more technology stocks. I do apologize that I wasn't able to do that the past week. So speak to you guys soon and have a great day. Good luck and good trading.